Hello, Wharton students. Welcome back to the Introduction to Computer Science, Python. This is lesson 3. We will be covering user input and conditional statements. Let's get started. Here's what we'll be covering today. First, we'll learn how to get the user input from users using the input function, then move on to conditional statements like if, elif, and else, and finish with logical operators like and, or, and not. First, let's talk about user input. User input allows our program to interact with user by taking the input from them. Python uses the function called input to get the user input. This function waits for the user to type something, then returns what they typed as a string. Let's get the user's name. We can ask their name using the input function. Then let's check it out. We can see that Python allows users to type their names in. However, there is a problem. As you can see, there's no variable to store the user's name. So we create a variable called name and assign the user input to the name variable. Say, like. Now, let's say hello to the user. We can use string concatenation to create a greeting. String concatenation means joining two or more strings together using the plus operator. We just joined hello, the user's name, and an exclamation mark to print a personalized greeting. Here's a slide that summarizes what we had just done. One thing you have to keep in mind is that all words have to be a string when concatenating them. Next, let's move on to if statements. If statements allow a program to make decisions based on conditions. They execute a block of code only if a certain condition is true. Here's a simple example. If the variable num is greater than 0, the program will print the number is positive. Here, the condition is num greater than 0, and the block of code to execute if this condition is true must be indented. Sometimes you need to check multiple conditions. That's where elif and else comes in. The if statement checks the first condition. If it is false, then elif statement checks the next condition. If none of the conditions are true, then else statement runs. For example, if num is greater than 0, it prints the number is positive. If number is equal to 0, then it prints number is 0. Otherwise, it prints number is negative. Logical operators help us combine multiple conditions. An AND operator returns true only if both conditions are true. The OR operator returns true if at least one condition is true. The NOT operator inverts the Boolean value of the condition. For example, not true becomes false, and not false becomes true. And the below is the truth table to summarize everything that we just did. These are called operators. Let's see logical operators in action. We have 3 variables, age, income, and is student. If age is greater than 18 and income is greater than 30,000, the program prints eligible for the loan. If age is less than 21 or income is less than 100,000, it prints eligible for the scholarship. Finally, if is student is false and not is student returns true, the program prints you're not a student. This way, logical operators help us create more complex conditions. Let's try it out. You can see that having an income less than $100,000 meets the condition, but the age of 25 does not meet the condition to get the scholarship. However, it still prints that the person whose age is 25, income less than $100,000, still eligible for the scholarship because OR operator prints true if either statement is true. To review, we have covered 3 main topics today: user input using input, if statements with if, elif, and else, and logical operators including and, or, and not. Here's a quick example to summarize everything. We asked user for their age and income. If they are 18 or older and their income is 3,000 or more, they're eligible for a premium credit card. If they are 18 or older, but their income is less than 3,000, they're eligible for a basic credit card. Otherwise, they're not eligible for a credit card. Experience with these concepts in your own program and practice by creating simple programs that utilize user input, if statements, and logical operators. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.